Hello there, thank you for joining me. I am Tina Logassi and I'm going to show you how I do the surprise Mrs. Claus for the MmmCrafts. I keep wanting to say 12 Days of Christmas, but it's not. It's the Twas the Night series that she does. The ornament heads, a lot of people have trouble with them, and I just wanted to show you how I do them. I really enjoy making them. I sell them as a finished product, but there's no reason why you can't try to make them yourself. So this one, I'm going to start with my bead. And one thing always to remember with these, I forgot to mention it in my last video, is you want your holes in the bead, top and the bottom. That'll be the top and the bottom of the bead. And then the grain line of this bead is running this direction. And if you twist it, you'll see that side's got like a bit of a circle pattern on it. You don't want to start your drawing and markering up on this side because it has more of a tendency to bleed because of the pattern in it, I guess. It kind of catches the marker and bleeds out. So you're safest to always pick the side that's got the lines. And Larissa explains that pretty well in her, in anything that she's published on how to do the heads. So I'm just starting, as I always do, with my center construction line. And this one, she's quite surprised looking. So she gets round dots right on that line for her eyes. In case you're wondering, these are spaced from center to center. Oh, of course, it's not going to be even. But inner to inner, there's about 6 millimeters between the inside of that eye and the inside of this one. So that's the closest distance there. Okay, and then I'm going to draw an up and down line. And she's got a surprise a little mouth, and I'm just going to do that. With her mouth, I honestly just usually eyeball it, but just for demonstration again, I want to make this as easy as possible for you. So I'm just going to draw something in down there. So for this one, what you can do is you can continue this line up a bit to help you out. And again, these lines are always going to be very up and down. So I don't know if you can make it out in the video, but you know, there's this really dark grain line here. And if I follow that and try to keep it parallel with this, then I'm pretty sure that this is an accurate up and down line that I can follow. So she's got kind of, if you look at the bead, she has a center part and it swoops down to like above her eye area and then out. So what I'm gonna do is start it up here. I'm gonna make a dot. This is how I did the classic Mrs. Claus as well. I did a dot, and then I'm going to, probably easiest if I make a little line of where I want that to end. So I'm probably gonna end it here. Okay, that distance. So see, that's coming up a little bit above the eye, and I'm gonna make that same line here. Okay, and then if I look at this one, it's out of it. So we'll go like here and here. All right. So again, you can take all the measurements in the world. If you want to make sure these are even, you can. I'm not going to bother, but it's whatever you're comfortable with, makes it easy. So this is where I do my first swoop, is to connect those two. And on this side, and again, having those lines there just makes it so much easier to visually see if you're fairly accurate in your shaping. And like, if you're not happy, you can, again, go back, erase. Like, you can keep doing that with these beads, which is great. In case it matters, I'm just using an HB pencil. I find like it's not too soft, not too hard. It's quite perfect for this. And then she ends up with a really big swoop around here to finish it off. So I'm going to do that. And then again, try to mimic what I did there on this side as well as I can. Okay, and then join those. Another bit of a swoop. So it's not looking too bad. I'm not exact. So I honestly think that's good enough, but if I wanted to, I could come in here and really work on that curve a little bit more. See if I could get it matching a bit better. I think that's a little bit better, but there we go. So I'm gonna roll with that. Again, the first thing is I'm gonna put in her eyes with a Sakura number 6 gel pen. Okay. And because it's the white, I'm using a Jelly Roll 10 Sakura marker for the outline. And I'm using an acrylic painter that you can get off of Amazon. And I'm gonna throw the links in down below so that you got, you know where to go for this stuff. You might be able to find it. Like Michael's carries the Jelly Roll, I know. We don't really have any other arts and crafts stores in my area other than that. But this acrylic painter, I just get it off of Amazon, and that works fine. So I'm gonna just go around and lighten this up. Again, if I was doing this not for demonstration, I would be letting those eyes dry overnight just so that I don't risk smearing them. But because I don't want to wait, I'm just gonna go around. Okay, that should be good enough. And I might just take off this little bit because I don't want that construction line to bleed into my, or to be hard to get off after I start to apply my markers. So at that point, I'm going to switch now to my jelly marker. And if there's some guck on the end, it's not quite rolling, just roll it around on your finger and it should start to come quite nicely. There we go. And I find with these, oh, I can't quite see, there it goes. When I work on these heads, I really try to support my hands on, like I've got my elbows anchored on a work surface, and I'm holding the bead steady, and I'm really, my writing hand or drawing hand, I'm pushing against that bead to get as much steadiness that I possibly can get in my hands. You'll see that I'm really, if you see how I place my hands, a lot of it is just so that I can get that sturdiness. Like sometimes I'll even, if I don't have anywhere, I'll even stick my finger against this side, and that will really steady up my hand. Just a little bit of a tip there. I'm gonna swoop this. And yeah, at some point you may find that it's out a little bit on you, like now it is. So I'm just gonna roll it a bit to clean it. And there it comes out again. I find that sourcing which white markers to use has been like the hardest thing, because you need a white that will cover, and sometimes you'll get a white marker, it says it's white, and you go to use it and it's kind of separated, so it doesn't really cover anything, which is annoying because they're not cheap. So I've spent a lot of money on white markers thinking they're going to be great, and they don't end up being like an opaque white, which is what we want for this head, any of these heads actually. All right, so I've done the outline. Oh, there she flies around. And again, if you make mistakes, this and this white, just a piece of fine sandpaper actually works well to lift it. And I'm going to fill it in. See, this is where I'm using my other hand steadily with this to help me have something. to support my hand that's working. Okay, and sometimes I'll actually use the marker to help rotate the bead if I don't have a free hand. Okay, and I'm just gonna pause a moment and blow on this, and that should be good enough. I just want to show you how I finish it. Okay, easy peasy. So last thing is her mouth, and I will erase some of the construction lines, but I'll probably get the rest done tomorrow when I know that she's all dried up. So I'm just gonna deal with this lower one and just enough of the mouth so I can see where I need to put it. I think that looks pretty surprised. Okay, so that is the Surprise Mrs. Claus. And I really hope that you give this a try. Like I don't know, I find that they're a lot of fun to make. So anyways, if you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel, give it a like if you so choose, and stay tuned for me doing the rest of the heads of the series. Thank you.